And welcome back. We are getting ready to get started here with the final round. Trin, it is great to have you back.
I'm so happy to be back. What happened yesterday?
So many things. There were elephants.
Oh.
There were fireworks.
No.
But none of those things happened in the Sentinel Tactics tournament.
Okay, that's fair.
Instead, we saw both the Eradicators and Rainbows and Unicorns make their way through the semifinals and enter into the finals. That's who we have today for our final team. Both of those teams are now entering the finals entirely undefeated. So this is going to be a pretty exciting match.
Dang.
Yeah, they both of those teams played a lot more aggressively and a lot more confidently than we originally saw from either one of them. It's exciting to see the progression just in the matter of a few hours of that one day. The progression of both of those teams is really notable. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I feel like yesterday we saw a lot of, unstoppable force, unbeatable object, and now I want to see like two unstoppable forces just like banging against each other and like exploding. And I'm very excited about this.
Lots. I think explosions are a thing we're going to see today.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and I know that both of the two teams, they went home, they went over the cards, they watched videos from past tournaments, they studied up, and I think that we're going to see some. I'm hoping we're going to see some different things where both of them realize that they both know each other's strategies. They both watched all of each other's rounds, so they know how they work. So they both have to do something different and come to the table and say, "Hey, look, this is what makes us. This is what sets us apart." So
awesome.
Anyway, with that said, let's go check in at the table and see if we're about ready for the coin toss here.
Let's hit this.
Are you ready for the coin toss? Yes. Right, we got heads and tails. It is heads.
Heads. All right, so Rainbows and Unicorns right off the bat are going to take first draft, first play, which gives the Eradicators first ban and position choice. And they're banning Citizen Dawn. All right, they're banning Bunker. So Citizen Dawn and Bunker right out. That's a good choice for the Eradicators, knowing that Rainbows and Unicorns really likes that Citizen Dawn strategy. But so now we got Baron Blade over here.
Ambuscade.
Ambuscade.
First pick for Eradicators. Legacy. And then Legacy for Rainbows and Unicorns. Sure.
Okay, so the fact that they have both Baron Blade and Legacy means they have token generation, and they also have the negation. So.
Everybody's got their game face on today.
Yeah.
Yesterday, there was a little bit of smack talk, a lot of energy, and today it's just we are focused. We are here to win.
They are, and it's definitely true. Just talking about these teams, they're out for blood.
Beacon is the third pick for Rainbows and Unicorns.
Rainbows and Unicorns has Beacon, Legacy, and Baron Blade. The Eradicators have picked Ambuscade, Ra, and the Wraith. All right.
All right, sounds good.
So interestingly enough, we've got teams full of strikers here. Ra's damage, Ambuscade's damage, the Wraith's damage, Beacon is damage, Baron Blade is damage, and Legacy can do a little bit of everything. So I think that Legacy is going to be kind of a linchpin in this to see. Legacy is going to be doing something different than a lot of what the rest of the board is doing, and Ambuscade is going to be frequently not on the board, is my guess. But it'll be interesting.
It's going to be so hard for me to roll dice now. So you are going to be one.
All right, they're switching around. So the reason they're moving chairs around is just to make sure that they are in the play order that they want to be, so that as they go through, they get to specifically put their characters in the order that they want their characters to go in. And that at this level of play, that makes a big difference. Saying specifically we want a team boosting character to go first, or we want a carry to pick up at the end, or something like that.
Curious to see how they're going to use Baron Blade. I know you were saying earlier that you wanted to see more offensive Baron Blade in this game, not using the spikes, just going for it.
Yeah, right. I definitely want to see Baron Blade take advantage of. He's got a bag of tricks, and he's good at close range. He's good at far range. He's good when he's surrounded. He's good against a single target. So it's all a matter of how they play him.
I want to see someone tossed in a volcano.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, that's the American dream. Specifically Hawaii, that part of America. All right, so they've chosen their position, and they're posting up there in their various parts of the board. It looks like Ron, Ambuscade, and the Wraith are starting in the city. So Legacy and Baron Blade and Beacon will be starting right by the volcano. They're considering various options. It's interesting with the Wraith there. We're debating between a strong offensive card and a strong defensive card. I'm curious to see which one they pick. I have my hopes, of course. All right, so Rainbows and Unicorns have started laying down their powers already. Baron Blade has picked up the Saber Battlesuit and the Kinetic Redistributor. So right off the bat, we're going to be going, it's the defensive build with Baron Blade. But we don't know. He's probably going to switch out on his turn because Baron Blade has that convertizing gauntlet that allows him to pick up tokens whenever he switches a power. So it's a good choice for him to do so. Legacy has Galvanize and Inspiring Presence, so he's handing out a bunch of tokens, and with Baron Blade on his team, handing out tokens to his teammates, it can't be, his opponents can't capitalize on that, so that's good. Meanwhile, on the other team, on the Eradicators, the Wraith picked up Stun Bolt and Targeting Computer, so she picked up 2 offensive powers. She doesn't have her defensive powers in play. That's what I want to see with the Wraith. I want to see the Wraith get in there and knock opponents down. Ambuscade picked up Cloaking Device and Rigged Explosives, so we're probably going to see Ambuscade throw some bombs and disappear, which is the usual Ambuscade move. It's just going to be curious to see how he decides to align those tokens. And then Ra has Flame Spike and Inferno, so we're going to see just lots of fire from Ra. But yeah, that's the way it works. Beacon is the other one we haven't heard from. Beacon just put out Fortitude, which is a defensive power, and Kriau.
Kriau!
Thank you. Which is that line attack. So.
I feel like I did it better last time. Like, Kriau!
I think that you want to start high on the thing.
Oh,
Kriau!
Kriau!
Maybe?
Yeah, what was it? That's pretty good.
Oh, the production team is the audio booth is giving me kind of a wiggly hands about it.
Oh.
You want to
try one more time?
Oh, okay.
Kriau!
Oh, that's good. I like that one. That was great. That was unexpectedly Kriau-ful.
We have a good time here.
We do. Welcome to the Sentinel Tactics tournaments, in which we make sound effects.
Yeah.
And
that's primary goal here, really. Top priority.
All right. So, looks like everybody has chosen their powers and their setup. They've rolled their movements, so they've all got their movement. Let's see, some notable standouts. Legacy only has a movement of 3, and Baron Blade only has a movement of 2. So unfortunately, Rainbows and Unicorns is a bit slow. So we'll see if that affects them negatively.
Second turn. Oh, sorry. Sorry. You surge first. Surge.
All right, and so here we have Legacy with the first turn. Legacy as a first turn is a great choice because he'll be able to immediately boost his teammates. And since he's in Galvanize and Inspiring Presence mode, we're going to see a lot of tokens going out there. That's a great start. So it looks like Legacy will be first, then Ra and the Eradicators. It's interesting they're starting with Ra, just damage right out the gate. Baron Blade, Ambuscade, Beacon, and then the Wraith.
Usually when you say something sounds interesting, you mean, I wish they did it the other way. So do you think that is there something better they should have done, or is that
No, I think that's actually legitimately interesting.
Cool.
I might have put Ambuscade first instead of Ra if they're going to be doing the Cloaking Device thing, but that's not bad.
Okay, good. Awesome.
All right, so here we go. Ra, so Legacy handed out a bunch of tokens and hung out in place. The nifty thing about that for Ra is if he can get out, let's see, what's Ra's movement? Ra's movement is 6. So if Ra can get out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and see the hex that Baron Blade is in, which he can, Ra can drop a turn 1 Inferno. Let's see, from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's too far away. I'm hoping to see if Ra can pull up an Inferno super fast. And Inferno has an origin of 4, so even with a movement, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the closest he could do an Inferno on Legacy. Let's see what he's actually doing as opposed to what I think he should. Oh, no.
Going right into the jungle.
Right, okay.
And I am ending movement.
All right.
Okay, so he moves there to the edge of the jungle, and he's taking a dodge action. Okay, so Ra's playing a little defensively, but that's not terrible as long as we see some fire soon.
All right.
So that's what Ra's for.
Right.
It's for the Ra.
Now it is Baron Blade's turn.
All right, my turn. I'm going to go ahead and
All right, Baron Blade.
first instead of Kinetic Redistributor.
Okay, cool. So,
I'm going
interestingly,
to,
I love this Baron Blade to play. He's dropped one of his defensive cards and picked up his kinetic. No, he dropped Connector Distributor. He picked up Regression Burst. Regression Burst is a sweet card that hits some opponents, and then any opponents he hits, they return all their powers to their hand. So it sets you back. It doesn't do a lot of damage necessarily, but it does really set back opponents. So I'm excited about that. Now, he runs up to the mountaintop and he's dodging.
End my turn.
Okay, he's sacking his third action, but he wants to be. They're playing a little hesitant about that midfield. You've got those turrets in there, which is understandable, but here at this level of play, they can't sacrifice any incapacitations. So I think we're going to see the first round just being kind of positioning,
Right.
and in the second round, in the second round will be
knocking them down.
There we go. So right off the bat, Ambuscade is dropping out some explosives. Boom, boom, boom.
I always wondered what Ambuscade did.
Man,
when did Ambuscade get traps?
What's happening?
Rainbows and Unicorns bringing a little smack talk
Yeah,
back, which
there we
I'm
go.
very much enjoying.
Yeah, well, they are just full of rainbows and or unicorns.
Number one in my heart, Rainbows and
Oh.
Unicorns.
It's all right.
That's fine.
It's good. We know where they are. Yeah.
Just looks the best of
Open the cameras.
All right, so traps, 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 traps. That's good. What is going to happen with all of that?
All right.
Those bombs could be bombs, or it could be not bombs.
All right, aim. All right.
So I get an attack +1.
Yes, you do. And then you cloak.
Yep.
All right.
All right, so Ambuscade has disappeared from the field as we knew he would. But what? So this is an opening move from Ambuscade. It's pretty textbook, pretty standard stuff. Put out some bombs, move around. But it'll be interesting to see what he does next.
Then I'm going to take my actions. So let's see here.
Now let's see. Legacy's still hanging out in boosting mode. Beacon
I would just move right.
leaves her cards the same. She's still got Fortitude and Kriau.
So we're going to move right behind Legacy.
Okay, move right there. All right.
I'm not going to move anymore. And then I will...
Huh.
Do you have any AoE attacks? Or no? AoE, is it?
No.
What are you hawing about?
Well, it's interesting. They're staying bunched up behind the bombs there, and I'm wondering if she's trying to line up an attack. Oh, no, she's... Okay, I thought she was maybe going to try to Kriau one of those turrets, but that is, in fact, not what she does.
5.
Okay, so they're playing it tight. They're playing defensive, which is interesting out of Rainbows and Unicorns, considering they were the ones that had that offensive movement very early on before. Now they're playing much more close to the vest. I think that has a lot to do with this being the finals.
Yes, I agree with you. But I also think that there's a lot of potential for round 2 to be when they just bring it home and they set them up in round 1, knock them down in round 2.
All right, we'll see.
Slip into the shadows.
Okay, so the Wraith is switching out for a defensive ability. I was excited about those offensive abilities. Seeing her switch it back for the defensive makes me not as excited, but I'm sure she has a plan. These teams both did earn their way here, so.
Absolutely.
Go into the jungle if you want, but then you're grouping up, and I'm going to do that. So I'd go to that 3 city space. You've got
Add an ability.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then attack that turret.
And then I'm going to go ahead and attack the turret.
All right, attack the turret. With your...
All right, so Wraith is attacking a turret.
I mean,
The one in the line.
That one
technically
up
which
there.
turret? All right, good. You can see 2 turrets.
God, there's so many.
Oh, and you gained a name token.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure.
Are you going to aim at the turret?
So again, one every time.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and aim.
You're going to aim at the turret? All right.
All right, so making an aimed attack there with Razor Ordnance against the turret.
Threes go away, so you've got 2 2s going at the turret. And since you're here, you want to roll the defense of the turret. It's got 3 defense.
It's okay.
All right, you block
Triple
it.
dice.
We didn't really need the bombs.
Yeah. There's just if it happens.
And then take a dodge.
Yeah. Take a shot. Just give me a +1.
Don't worry about the return. We've only
I'm
got
going to go ahead and
All right.
dodge.
Yeah, he will. But what? I mean, if he returns.
We just have to make sure to
And then
And keep in mind, too, it's like
All right,
low
so the Wraith moved. She made an attack, and
All right, there you go.
there you go.
All right, did you reroll movement?
I have to reroll.
Yeah, reroll movement. And then everyone flip their turn order markers back up. We're going to find. Cool. Turn order markers flip back up. And now it is Legacy's turn.
All right.
So here we are, beginning of round 2. No real offensive actions have been made, but everybody's kind of set up.
We need
I got my fingers crossed. This is the blood round.
You might want to just give them all.
Yeah, because you might want to just hand us all.
Well,
of
no,
them.
because
I mean,
Raw's
they'll
going to
need
Raw's
some,
going to need
yeah.
some.
Yeah, we'll
So
go
my
ahead and we'll do the
concern
team.
is that the Eradicators are letting Rainbows and Unicorns hang out in a pile and just build up a million attack +1 tokens. It's a good strategy for Rainbows and Unicorns. When they start attacking, they're going to be they're going to have dice superiority every time.
Beacon right now.
And the Eradicators need to push
I will
it down
galvanize and
and
give +2 attack to.
get them on the ropes.
Do you feel like Rainbows and Unicorns is baiting them, or it's just playing out in their favor that that's what the Eradicator strategy is?
I think that what I don't necessarily think they're baiting them. I think what they're doing is they're saying, hey, if we hang out here in this cove, and we just keep picking up tokens, and our opponents will eventually come to us, and by the time they do, we'll have a pile of tokens. Because they picked up both Baron Blade and Legacy, and Baron Blade is the person who can really shut down Legacy's token generation. So the fact that they have both in the same team means that they're going to have the tokens. All right, Legacy, once again, Galvanize, Inspiring Presence, all that stuff. And that is Legacy's turn. So I mean, at this point, they already as a team have 5, 6, 7, 11 attack +1 tokens at the beginning of round 2.
I see where this game is
As-
going, so
Yeah.
We'll need a lot more.
out of those.
Yes. Thank you.
I think both teams will use a fair amount. So.
All right, so here's Rod's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dodge goes away, Rob.
Yeah. Might as well just leave us the
Right.
Rod's considering carefully.
A lot of hesitance in these plays.
Yeah, I think the Eradicators are concerned. I think that they look worried to me.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I want to see them. I think they're realizing that their opponents are just generating tons of tokens. From where he is, Ra can see. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can see Baron Blade, but Baron Blade is a range of 7, so he's going to have to move to get to him.
I'm switching Inferno.
He's switching out his powers.
Blazing Tornado.
Right, Blazing Tornado comes in for
Oh, excellent. Great. If he drops that Blazing Tornado underneath the Legacy, that'll
So flaming.
that'll hit. That will potentially hit all 3 of them if they don't do things. Let's see where he puts it. Oh, he's putting it there? All right. I was really hoping he's going to put it underneath somebody because then they have to move out of it.
Right.
But, hey, maybe he's trying to push him over towards the volcano. I know.
Gasp!
Zoom.
The American dream.
Right, right. Those of you watching along on the Twitch stream, feel free to tweet out that we're doing this. You can tweet twitch.tv/greaterthangames and get your friends to watch. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to type them into the stream, and our production team will keep an eye on
we really
them.
have to be invited.
Yeah,
to
ask
talk.
us stuff, guys.
You guys, you know what? You're invited to
Invited to
talk.
talk,
So, like, actually, like, how's y'all?
I'm
he's
gonna take
doing
my-
how's y'all
Yeah.
convention been? You guys been having fun?
There's a little bit of table banter there.
Yeah. A little friendlier than I would have liked. I want to hear some smack talk, but
Oh,
okay, fine.
I think this is the baiting that you were
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
earlier, where they're saying, "Oh, you having a good day? What are you doing over there? We're just hanging out,
you
getting
doing,
tokens."
buddy?
Yeah, there you go. Hey, friend, how's the jungle? Yeah.
Jungle party again.
Oh,
I'm actually, that was my big concern is I don't want to see the jungle party happen ever again. Just people hanging out in there and not doing anything.
Yeah, I think you just revealed inadvertently our theme for our PAX East booth, Jungle Party.
Jungle party.
Yeah.
It just vibes. Jumanji.
Yeah,
themed.
exactly.
Yeah, great.
Forget these superhero games. It's Jumanji from here on out.
Reroll all automats.
If he has the
no,
staff.
no, he does
No,
not
he doesn't
have
have the
that.
staff.
Oh, he doesn't have that out yet? Okay.
So what did you get?
Blazing Tornado and Flame Spikes.
Two 2s and 4. There's 1 6.
Okay.
No, the 4 stays.
Yeah, the 4 stays.
4 stays.
So Ra's
So
attacking that
she
turret, it
blocks
looks like.
4, but not
not
the
the
6.
six.
So
one
Maybe?
bit. So that, yeah.
It's incapacitated.
Yeah.
One
It's
bit.
well, does it still deal damage, right? Until it gets hit one more
Yeah,
time?
absolutely. It's still just a turret.
And then you can use Flame Spike.
And I'm going to take my Flame Spike,
Yeah.
which enables me to use 3 die.
Again, missing.
You're going to attack
And I'm
the turret
missing
again?
on 2 and 5. Yes, I'm attacking the target. 3.
All right, we're rolling.
And I have which pieces on 2.
1, 4, and 6.
1, 4, and 6. All right, I'll count you guys through that.
All right, and that destroys the turret. So at least that lower half there of the
And I'm gonna take my
map
last action
is
as a
safer.
dodge.
All right, then dodge. Yep.
And
So,
Ra's
does
playing
he-
safe.
He attacked twice, didn't he?
The flame
Well, the
spike
flame
allows
spike
him
lets
to.
him
Okay.
get a
Yeah,
free
to
attack
attack.
after he makes it.
I'm taking my movement.
All
Get
right.
out of the jungle, Ra.
6.
Well, that's he's just rolling his move roll, unfortunately.
All right.
So
now it's
he's
on to
staying
Baron.
there. But
I'm going
now
to
we're
swap
on
out
to
Regression
Baron Blade's
Burst
turn. He's getting rid of Regression Burst,
with Displacing Teleporter.
and he's got a teleporter. I like it.
So I'm actually going to choose a defense +1 this turn.
Okay.
Okay. Because we're tired of
Um,
attack plus on
goes
tokens.
away.
Too many
We're
of
gonna
those.
run
going
out of
to,
them.
Now I'm going to use Displacing Teleporter,
Okay.
His first action.
and I'm going to go from there to here.
All right.
You can
Jungle
actually, you gotta go to
party.
somewhere you've got line of sight.
I, it says line of sight of the hex, and I have line of sight of that hex.
No.
No, because remember,
Technically, it goes to
the
this
traps elevate.
Okay, so then I'll
No, these traps don't
Oh,
elevate.
yeah.
It's just because it's
Yeah.
covered.
then I'll go ahead.
So right
I'll
outside.
go to here.
Yeah. You got line of sight.
That's fine, and I get to push him one.
Yes, you do.
So I'll push him here.
Sure.
All right. So Baron
and
Blade has
then,
jumped up and thrown
going
Ra
to-
out of the jungle. So he's
First
doing what you wanted.
aim.
You wanted
Aim is the second
less
action.
jungle.
He crashed the jungle
And then I'm
party.
There
going to
you
go
go.
ahead
Ruined
and
it.
use Slash and Burn
Okay.
on Raw,
Are you gonna aim?
aimed.
Okay.
So it's an
slash and
aimed
burn it.
slash and burn it raw, and I'm going to go ahead and use, I get 5 dice, because I have this.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and use 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and use all 5.
Yeah.
Dang.
10 dice.
All right. So
I'm gonna
Damn,
roll
son.
on 2s and 4s.
2s and 4s are the auto misses. So at this point, Ra's hoping for lots of 2s and 4s.
Let's go for it.
If I have 4, I can just use them all. So
Yeah. Yeah. No. Roll them all at once.
Here we go.
Shake him,
Twos and
shake him.
fours are misses.
All right. The 4s, 2s,
Oh,
2s,
there
4s.
are actually
There
a
are a
lot.
good amount of 2 and 4s.
No.
Oh.
Oh, I thought he was going to get a
Oh my gosh! That said, he
Actually,
could still.
yeah.
No, he can't because that one can be blocked. That attack, which should have killed Ra, is going to ruin Ra. Oh, it's 5. It is 5 6s.
5, 6.
If Ra rolls any 6s, he just got to roll at least 1 6. And he does.
1 6.
He is up.
Ugh.
He still has 1 hit point.
Clinging to the
Oh,
edge of life.
did Ra use his dodge?
he has, is it one of those a 6?
He's got 3 6s.
He did dodge. He got 3 6s. He only takes 2 damage. That dodge saved his life. And
He
I
was
was
a-
making fun of that dodge.
He was going to get burninated, and he
He-
did not.
It only took
And,
2 damage
that's the
from a
end of my turn.
10 die
I'm gonna
attack.
roll, move.
That's amazing.
All right. Yeah, 2 is your movement. All right. Now we are on to turn 4.
All right. Well, so good. So Baron Blade's playing aggressively, and Ra's out of the jungle, so we got to do something. And we are on now to Ambuscade's turn. Where is Ambuscade going to drop back into this map? All right, so Ambuscade's looking for a spot.
I'm going to here,
Here we go. Let's see.
here,
Oh,
Okay.
behind Baron Blade. Exciting.
and bring in my custom hand
Okay.
cannon.
Ah, custom hand cannon. This is the thing. So Chris, who was filling in for you last night during the semifinals, was asking for this one gun, this exciting custom hand cannon. He wanted it the whole time, and now we have it. Let's take a look here on the screen at the custom hand cannon. This is a fantastic weapon because it rolls 4 die on attack, but also whenever it deals damage, it deals 1 extra damage. So if you get 1 point through, you're doing 2 damage. If you get 3 points through, you're doing 4 damage. So it's practically guaranteed damage. And he's going to use the custom hand cannon. So let's see.
So, friend Chris, this custom hand cannon is for you.
There we go. The 1s and 2s go away. 6, 3, 4.
I use my attack plus
Oh,
1.
okay. That's sorry.
So 6, 3, 4 is going against
4 defense dice.
Baron Blade.
3, 3, 5, 1.
So he blocks the 3 and the 4, but he takes the 6, which means he would take 1, but he takes 2 because it's custom hand cannon.
Has custom hand cannon.
Boom. So now
And I have a
they have
defense
tied it up.
and I would have to block the 6, right, to block all the damage?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and hold on to it.
Sure. All right. So you take 2
So I'll
damage.
take 2 damage.
And then I'm going to use my combat knife.
So at this point, they are keeping the amount of damage dealt to each other tied up neatly. Rainbows and Unicorns has more hit points as a team because Legacy and Beacon have more hit points. But
1 6 is that
they've both dealt 2 damage to each other here in the middle of the second round.
All right. 2, 2, 4.
And the combat knife is now
Okay,
slashing
I'll
at
go
Baron Blade
ahead
with a
and
knife.
Use my, I'll just roll 4 for now.
Right. So
6, 5.
6,
So he
5.
takes 1 damage because he's got 2, 2, 4.
You would take 1 damage.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and use my plus one.
All right.
And I
And then
get
you get a 4. So now you
Okay,
lost
so he
it all.
blocked it all, but they at least forced him to spend that defense plus 1
Reroll
turn.
movement.
3.
All right.
But hey, custom hand cannon.
All right.
Do the thing.
So you should aim. Your first move's gonna swap out for the.
Seeing if there's anything useful. I already have my shots.
Is there anything else that gives you a line of sight attack? Or I guess it doesn't matter. That's the only thing you're gonna do. Anything gives you bonuses with surges.
Little deliberation at the table. Rainbows and unicorns usually shoots first, ask questions later. So I'm surprised to see this level of hesitance.
I think that they are feeling this. They're feeling the danger that has been. Their strategy of building up 1,000,000 attack +1 tokens and spending them all is a good one, but it just didn't pay off pretty spectacularly.
I would.
It's just bad luck.
Yeah, it is bad luck, but as a result, that puts them. They were in a really dominant position against the Eradicators, and they went from that to an okay position. They're not bad. They're fine, but they're no longer in a definite strategic lead.
Yep, that's
Okay.
right.
So I'm going to surge, which gets me +1 defense token.
Yeah.
Then for my first action, I'm going to aim,
Okay.
and then I'm going to do my Creow.
Yeah, that was a Creow.
That was a good one.
Woohoo!
I think she heard us
I think she
shouting.
did. Yeah.
One of the things apart from PAX directions.
Oh, so she
Oh,
can't.
I
so she
forgot.
can't just go here.
I
She
didn't.
can't.
Yeah.
So she needs to.
You need
So,
to move.
so she does have to move
I
first.
do have to move first.
Okay, so you won't be able to aim.
No,
right?
I
So-
want to be able
Okay,
to.
so
let's
she's
get rid
Sorry,
of-
we're starting that
we're
over
not
again.
gonna
Starting that
aim.
over
We
again.
misunderstood.
No,
There.
let's frame and let's move me to where it's beneficial.
Okay, so she's gonna move to
Yeah.
there.
All right, you move.
She unfortunately doesn't have line of sight.
Because I got
Okay,
I'm
so
going to
so
use
she-
You're
line
gonna
of
need
sight.
to move here. You're gonna have to move into that trap.
I'm gonna
Oh,
move to the-
she's
Oh,
moving into the
boy.
fire.
You also has it also has a tornado there.
That's
Why
fine.
not?
I mean, that's
just
fine.
move
I
on to
think
the
it's
tornado.
worth
I'm
it.
already in
She'll be taking a trap will be going off
No,
maybe
she loses line
because
of
it could be a
Yeah,
decoy.
So
I need
it's,
line
it's
of
she
sight.
Oh, this is great. I'm excited. That tornado, that
Let me get
is
a little
good
closer.
placement there by Ra.
Fire.
Sure, it's a decoy.
No.
It's an explosion.
All right,
Ah.
so the explosion goes off. So do the explosion first, and then we'll do the fire.
How many dice is the explosion?
4 misses on 2s and 4s.
2s and 4s. All right.
6, 6, 5.
Wow. 6, 6, 5.
All right, let's go ahead and use the defense.
So is that 4 hits? 6, 6, 5?
All right, so here we go.
Use your defenses. Use them
No,
both.
I'm gonna
six,
roll my
six,
3
six, five.
first.
No, just use them both now.
Just use them both. No, it doesn't matter. I can just roll my 3.
There's a roll, she rolls her 3 defense
And then my-
against this
and when I
attack,
defend, I can re-roll one of them.
and she can re-roll one of those if she wants.
So I'm gonna do my +2 first
Yeah.
before I do
+2
a
first,
re-roll.
and then.
Oh, okay, sure.
So my defense +2 goes away.
She's gonna roll 2 more defense dice. So she has 2 4s and 3 3s, and she's re-rolling one of the 3s, hoping to get better.
Five.
Yep.
So you block
So
one. You
5,
take
4,
one.
4,
One
3.
of them.
So
So you take 3.
she, wow, that's a nasty explosion.
Nasty explosion.
All right, and now the tornado goes.
Yeah, now the fire.
And now she's getting hit by a fire tornado, and Ra is hoping that he can just take her right out with that.
Yes. The fire tornado will allow you to flame.
The blazing tornado.
All right, so we tap 4 die on the blazing tornado.
Okay.
4 to defend. I missed 2.
As much as I love a good explosion, I can't help but feel bad for Beacon.
I have 2. I have 6, 4, 1.
6 and 1 on a 4. So roll 3 dice.
All right. So the question is what we want to
Yes.
make sure.
So you block 2.
Block 2.
And you get
Yeah,
to re-roll the
and
2.
you get to re-roll-
Re-roll the 2.
Re-roll the 2.
Or re-roll the 2 or the 1. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
let's just
Re-roll the 1, yeah.
And that's
That's
6.
6, 6,
Yeah.
2.
Now I get to block everything. Woo.
Right.
Okay, now I'm not
All
so
right,
bad.
so the blazing tornado.
I attack Baron Blade with my flame spike.
Could have been worse.
3 die, missing
Wait.
5.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, in addition to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That takes up
For a
my
reaction.
Right. Then.
So Ra does get to flame spike, and is probably going to throw that
Yeah, you get a flame spike.
at Baron Blade.
attacked by that again.
I'm going to get attacked by a lot of people. It's okay.
No, I'm talking about her. The tornado's gonna attack you again.
No, he said Baron.
No.
Blade.
He's attacking me with the Baron Blade. Go ahead, roll your dice.
Your turn is over.
Yeah, I know. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, so they're realizing now that if Beacon ends her turn there in the blazing tornado area, it will attack her again at the end of her turn. But she's hoping to kill Ra, so it should work out.
Do it for Be my Avenger.
All right.
I have 6.
Killing
And a
is the
3.
solution to
Because the 2
everything.
goes away, right? Miss on 2 and 5?
Yep, so 6 and 3 is coming at Ra,
Can I have that one?
or at Baron Blade rather, and Baron Blade blocks it all.
Oh, I did? Oh, good.
All right, so now we are on to
Clear those dice out. And now.
Beacon finishing her turn. So Beacon, you're going to use that attack that is called?
Now you can...
Creow!
Yeah, now I can do
I think I've done it differently
I
every
like,
single
I
time.
like that that one was questioning.
Like,
Creow?
perhaps?
I can go all the way to
Creow?
Ace because it's
Yes.
draw line of sight.
Yes, absolutely.
Kriau is the Sentinels, the Sentinel Tactics meow.
And use all your attack plus ones on Raw. Just use them right now.
Well, no, I have to.
Oh.
Yeah, you attack every target in there. So you attack
I need
Ra,
9.
Blade, and Ambuscade.
Does the attack plus ones only go to one
They only
person?
go to one target. Yeah.
Okay, so we want to use those
On
on
Raw.
That target does go through.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
hits Blade too.
It
hits me as well, yes.
Yeah, it hits me
Okay.
too. So I will use my attack plus
So
4s
roll
on
roll
Raw.
5 dice
Yeah, roll
first.
5 dice
Yeah.
as your like.
And then we'll
So she's making her attack, and she's hoping for no 3s and 4s. Baron Blade is a little bit concerned about this attack. All right, the 3 goes away, but it's 2 5s and 2 2s.
And she gets to. Do you re-roll that or no?
No, it's only my
Okay,
defense.
only defense.
All right, so she's got 2 5s and 2
5
2s.
to everyone in that line.
Hold- Okay, and now roll your 4 additionals against Raw.
So actually rolling 4 additional against Ra. She is making sure that Ra goes down because she needs
5,
that
5,
volcano
2,
to go
against
away.
everybody.
All right.
And then an additional
God damn it.
5 1 1.
against Raw.
Hey, but that's extra dice. I think that almost guarantees a Ra knockout there, which will save her from the tornado and will give us our
Let's have
first
Raw.
incapacitation.
We'll go straight down.
We'll go
the
down
line.
left.
Sure.
No matter what rolls down.
Yeah, let's see.
Order in which
Let's
the
see.
But we get to push him.
All right, so Ra
So he
blocks a
So he
5.
blocks 3, but he takes 4.
4 damage.
All right, so he gets 1 point of movement. That is Ra down. That is a first incapacitation. Goes to Team Rainbows.
And unicorns.
Those are the ones.
All right,
So,
Baron
Now do
Blade
me,
is
so I have to block
Did you
5,
see that big
5, and
floating
2.
unicorn that's in the booth?
Oh,
over there?
did I ever?
Yeah, it's for sale. You can buy it for a mere $2,700.
2,700.
That's not bad.
Oh, that's well worth it. Well worth it.
Well worth it. I think if Rainbow and Unicorns wins, they should spend their prize money on that unicorn. And a lot of their own pocket money as well.
If Rainbows and Unicorns wins, they should get that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
should just be like, hey, guess what I did? Give me that thing.
I think it'll work.
3 of them.
Yeah, so he'll take
Take
1.
one.
Wow, so Baron Blade's down to 1 hit point because of his own teammate's attack. And Ambuscade takes 1 hit point of damage. So it was good. They knocked out Ra. They got a point of damage on Ambuscade. But now Baron Blade's looking pretty weak. And the Wraith is in a position where she could easily move and take out Baron Blade. In fact, if I were her, I would switch to the throwing knives because it can hit 2 targets, sprint across to here, and then throwing knife both Baron Blade and throwing knives. Okay, good. Let's see what they do.
This is what they're going to do.
Sprint through the jungle.
Run. Run through the jungle.
Yeah. And actually, he can move further, so he can make his attack against Beacon easier. Sure.
Yeah, that is outside of range. You can move it.
And then throwing knife at Baron Blade and at Beacon.
Started right there, and I had no
Wraith has mobility.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, so the attack against, and he's got the targeting computer, so he doesn't need to worry about range. He still has the targeting computer out, I believe. Let's see. The Wraith is currently rocking the targeting computer and the throwing knives. So we don't need to worry about range. He can totally make range. The throwing knives will allow her to hit both Baron Blade and Beacon if you can roll well in the attacks. And she has 2 actions. I would, if I were her, I would probably throwing knives and then Razor Ordnance to finish off one of them because she could get 2 kills in this attack if she plays her cards right.
I
It's a
had
card trick.
Surge.
Literally.
Yeah, right.
Literally plays her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
Usually I hate your puns. This one,
Oh,
no,
you
I
hate
mean,
my, you hate my fun.
in a loving manner.
Uninvited.
I would aim against Baron, but I don't know. Yeah, he's got 1. You only
All right,
need 1
he's considering.
health to go
Talk it over, guys.
He's rolling 4 defense.
So the thing is, they're talking about picking up an aim, and usually an aim token's a good idea, but I think at this point, throwing knives to both of them. Well, we'll see what he actually decides.
Throwing knife,
Yeah.
Baron Blade, and Beacon.
Yes.
There we
Good.
go.
Are you going to use your aim token?
Yes, I am.
Against which target?
I'm going to use it against Baron Blade.
Okay. The aiming
Oh,
is
so
Baron Blade.
aiming against Baron Blade, so they want to make sure that Baron Blade goes down. Baron Blade has 3 5s coming at him. Beacon has a 5-3-1 coming at her.
3 5.
5 1.
All right.
5 5 5 against Blade. Yeah.
All right. And he blocks one of it, takes 2 damage.
Take 2 damage.
So you're dead. And
So 1, and you can push.
So that is an incapacitation. Eradicators have tied it up, and Baron Blade gets pushed 1.
We still got that attack coming for Beacon, right?
Right. So we have to quickly figure out the first. But this is great. This has been a fantastic attack.
And then knock
And
it
then
over.
it's 5-3-1 though against.
So Beacon.
It's 5-3-1.
5-3-1 against Beacon.
Yeah, so Beacon rolls her defense, and she's probably going to be fine. She gets to re-roll one of her defense dice. 5-3-1's not too scary. 6-2-1.
So re-roll the
Yep. And
Perfect.
3.
So no damage. Awesome.
Yep. Managed to block it all.
Super effective.
But the Wraith still has another attack, and she could easily toss a Razor Ordnance at Beacon, which is what I would suggest.
So sorry, you moved and then you raised one. So you got 1 more action.
Does she aim too? Is there an
No,
auto
that,
aim?
that was a search. That was a
Oh,
search.
okay.
So she's used 2 actions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if she had targeting computer and I can't see the
So
cards.
she's got a she,
Do you want to try it? You only got 4 dice.
That's right.
You want to try it? You can try it, but they're going to come out.
All right, so she's
I don't
trying to decide. I know that what she wants to do, what he wants to do. I call the players by their characters.
I think that makes. I like that.
It's
better.
easier for
yeah.
me.
No, it makes sense.
That way I don't have to learn who people are. I can just
Yeah.
focus on cartoon characters.
Yeah, fictional people are better anyway.
So much better.
So much better.
So rarely let me down. But she's focusing on. She's trying to. She wants to pick up a dodge.
I'm gonna go ahead and just take it.
She wants to be defensive. I want her to attack.
Yeah.
I feel like
To attack. All right, attack.
Yes.
There we go.
Good.
I'm gonna go ahead and use Razor Ordient
Razor Ordnance
against Beacon.
All right, Beacon.
Why am I not surprised?
And Beacon has 3 hit points. Razor Ordnance rolls 4 dice.
4 dice. This on 1 for 3s.
So that 1 goes away. Ooh, 2, 2, 4 is not great. But, you know, Beacon, let's see what
Might as well
happens.
go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, 6, 1, 1.
Okay, so she's going to get to reroll one of the ones, but
Oh,
she
you can
is
roll.
going to take
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
so you
Okay.
take one.
Only
They,
take 1 point of
but
damage.
Beacon does take a point of
That's
damage. I think that's worth it.
Right. That's good. Now you
I am all about the damage.
here on the end of your turn.
All right, and that was the race turn. Rolls rolls a new movement, and then we're back to start of round 3. This is great. We're at the start of round 3. We've been moving swiftly along here. We have an incapacitation for both teams. Ambuscade's minorly injured. Beacon's pretty notably injured. Rainbows and Unicorns is a bit behind right now. They're going to have to scramble to catch up.
Swap out.
Considering the advantage they had in the first round, that's so surprising to me.
Yeah, the fact that they started with that many attack +1 tokens and had Legacy is switching out for Flying Smash with an attack. Legacy is now, they're all 3 playing offensively now. That's what I like to see. And Legacy, let's see.
I will.
He should aim first.
It's going to have to deal.
Because he can aim, and then Flying Smash will put him within range, right?
Flying Smash is what's the movement? It's
Move for movement.
moving to
1,
4 inches
2,
in melee.
And you have
One,
mobility.
It's
two,
no,
three,
it's a,
4.
Origin 0, radius 1. It's melee attack.
So
area
if
attack.
he's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So
Oh,
he can
yeah,
flying.
then Origin
He can,
0, radius
so
1,
he can
so
aim and then Flying Smash. That's
Will flying
Right.
over the traps affect him?
it triggers them. Yeah.
Attract
So he'll have to trigger one of the traps to get through to the Wraith. But
Or I can move around and then flying
no,
smash.
don't move
No,
around.
take the aim.
Don't move around. Yeah,
I'll take the aim.
damage is not a big deal.
I'll use the aim
All right.
You have
on
full health.
Wraith.
All right.
With a flying.
All right, so
Flying smash.
let's see the route that Legacy is going to take.
What hex are you moving through?
I hope that he's smart and takes the lower one so he doesn't accidentally blow up Beacon as well.
Which hex are you going to move
Through
That one.
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, hit the Beacon. You fool. Oh, it's a decoy. Whew. If that were an explosive, that would have been a great coup there for the Eradicators.
Considering their luck with their die, I'm so happy that they finally had some good luck and hit a decoy.
Yeah, yeah.
With +3 attack when I use all the tokens. I'll use
All right. Spend those tokens, and then what do you miss on here?
I
You guys
miss
can have some.
1 6s.
There you go.
We have plenty over here now.
So 3, 5.
All right, so Flying Smash, here we go. Legacy got to move for free and is making this attack. Rolls a ton of dice.
That is a
Ones and 6s go away, so we have
6 5s.
6 5s
Coming at
coming at the Wraith. If she doesn't block
+1. All right.
2 of them,
Yeah.
she's going down.
You won
And she
5.
blocks 1 of them, so she takes
She
5
takes 5 damage.
damage.
Dang.
And that is how many hit points she has, and that is another incapacitation right off the bat. Rainbows and Unicorns, I said they were a bit behind, but boom, in 1 hit, Legacy swings up. Remember all those attack +1 tokens?
Yes, I do.
Now they paid off.
The Wraith gets knocked down.
Knock it
You reroll movement legacy.
All right.
Now 2 and caps to 1.
That's it. That's Legacy's turn. So now we're on to Ra's turn, and Ra's
reroll
going
movement
to
because
jump
he didn't
back
reroll.
up.
Rob rerolls.
So Ra stands up, and Legacy's right there. Legacy is only 1, 2, 3 hexes away from Ra. I'd love to see Ra pick up a Flame Spike for his, because he only gets 1 power for standing up just now. Pick up a Flame Spike, and that way you'll Fire Blast, Flame Spike, Fire Blast, Flame Spike against Legacy.
Toss
like-
him into a volcano.
That's a lot of damage potentially. That is my preference. We'll see what happens.
I can do 2 attacks. I can aim 1 though, or I can attack twice.
All right, he's considering. He's considering.
It's only 4 dice. Well, I mean, I can attack both of them once and then aim escape.
So it's good that we've come to this point now where both the teams are doing very well. The Eradicators are not far off from knocking out Beacon. So it's probably tempting for Ra to try to. I mean, he could pick up a Flame Spike. He could run up His movement, he's got a movement of 5. He can get it right up next to Beacon, and Fire Blast and Flame Spike against Beacon to tie up that kill. I'm tempted to see. I'd love to see them see if they can take out Legacy to tie it up instead. But then who goes after that? Right after that will be Baron Blade, who will jump up. Can Baron Blade take out Ambuscade? Yeah, he could. He could. Baron Blade could stand up and destroy Ambuscade and end the game right there. So Ra's got to get an incapacitation on his turn.
So this could be a turning point.
Yeah. No, I mean, then if Baron Blade has a really strong next turn, which is the turn immediately after this one, that could be match.
Surprise, no one.
5 dice.
5 dice, all right. And you're attacking. You're attacking first, so
Yeah,
here's
here's
4. Here's 4
Yeah.
dice. And you miss on 2s and 5s, right?
And I miss on 2 and 5.
Inferno, right?
Inferno, yes.
All right, miss on 2s and 5s.
Oh, and so he picked up Inferno, and he has
And is that a
a
ranged
certain
attack or
amount
origin
of
It's an origin
movement.
What's
Well,
the
no, he's
origin?
going to drop that there.
He's hitting here, so 1s don't affect
Okay,
that.
so it's origin 4.
It's origin 4.
Sure. All right, so it's origin 4.
1, 2, so 3, 3, 4.
3, 3, 4.
There's a 2 in there. Well, it's gone.
3, 5, 1. Re-roll the 1.
Rerolling the 1.
That's
Oh, so you
it's
take
still 1.
1 damage,
8
so you're still
damage.
alive. Yes.
Whoa, still kicking.
All right.
I'm going to take a dodge.
Oh, so this is what I was talking about. Now they are pretty, like, sure, he did a point of damage to Beacon, but he didn't really overwhelm her in any sort of way that's worthwhile.
All
So
right, now
Oh,
turn
you're right.
3.
I'm afraid that was a bad point for the Eradicators. Baron Blade's going to stand up.
Reroll movement, regain your health, and then
You look okay.
Baron Blade stands up and picks up a new power card, deciding what it's going to be.
Oh, and I gotta re-roll my health.
If
Or
I,
movement.
if I were Baron Blade, I'd probably pick up the Saber
Luckily,
Battle
nothing has
Suit
changed.
to use. Then,
Um,
well, no, you want to attack because you have 3 actions and you're right next
no,
to
I
him.
think I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
I'm gonna move and attack twice. So I'm gonna
Oh.
move. I'm gonna put down regression burst.
regression first. All right.
Oh, fantastic!
I'm gonna move 2. 1,
Okay.
2.
hitting
Loving
both
that
ambuscades.
regression
And then I'm
burst.
Yeah,
gonna
this is
attack
great.
with regression burst.
Okay.
So
Here
it's
we
gonna
go.
hit
So regression
raw
burst. We
and
talked about this
ambuscade.
early on in the thing, but let's pull this up here. You can see this attack. It's whenever it deals damage to characters, it gets rid of their power cards. So
6, 5, 5, 4.
wow, 6-5-5-4 against both Ambuscade
Ra's
and
gonna
Ra.
defend first.
So Ra, roll your defense. Wow.
Right?
And Ra's using his dodge, but he's going to take damage anyway. Blocks 3 of it, so he takes only 1 damage. But then all of so the Ra just picked up Inferno. Nope, back in his hand.
Your power cards go away as well.
Yeah, so you lose, it goes back to your hand.
And
Now
then
Ambuscade.
Ambuscade rolls defense.
3 dice.
6, 5, 5, 4.
This is a great play for Rainbows and Unicorns. Blocks 1 of it,
So yes, you take 3 damage. Yep.
takes
And then all
3
your power- all of
damage.
your power cards go back too, so the-
Take all power cards back to his hand, and his 1 hit point left. Unfortunately, Baron Blade can't get to Ambuscade to take him out right now and end the game, because unfortunately Ambuscade's too far away. That said, he can roll his regular base attack against.
Sorry, your second
That was my second action. I'm now going to slash and burn.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get an attack plus 1
Or you can
because I
sprint out of the
put
way
down
so
a
I
card.
No, you got
Oh,
No.
it's only replacing.
Oh, when I
Only
replace it. Okay,
replace,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay.
And actually, then that one now goes away. That's a one shot.
Yeah.
This is a one shot, so this
Yeah,
goes
so
away.
That's like until you get incapped again. That's fine.
I'd say
Right.
either move out of the way so I don't hit you.
Let's just put it over
Sure.
here. Otherwise, I forget it. And then I'm going to use.
Sprint out of the way for kill.
He's talking about. They're talking about sprinting out of the way,
I'm
but
gonna
no,
use
slash and burn. Yeah,
on,
attack Ra.
Yeah, just go for it. We've
Yeah.
got 2 very
So
weak
that will be
characters.
3 dice.
3 dice, and you miss on.
This just means that when Beacon has her next turn,
Sixes. Come on,
she can
sixes.
finish the game up, because they do.
So 2, 5, 6.
The,
So
the
2
2 goes away, but 6 and a 5 is coming at Ra. It's not. Oh, and he blocks it. What beautiful defense roll from Ra there. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Okay. So that is the end of Baron Blade's turn. Rolls a new movement. But it is now Ambuscade's turn. Ambuscade unfortunately has no power cards out because of that regression burst. So he has to pick what he's going to do with his turn. He can't really get to Beacon. Let's see. If he were to pick up, let's see where he is. Ambuscade has a movement of 3, so he's not even enough to get close enough to Beacon. Beacon is not an option for Ambuscade. His best bet is probably to pick up a custom hand cannon and shoot at Baron Blade and hope for a good roll. In fact, custom hand cannon Oh, he's going for cloaking device. I would say custom hand cannon aimed at Baron Blade could make a difference. But instead, moving down and is going for the stabby. All right, so 1, 2, 3 is coming at Baron Blade. Baron Blade rolls defense. 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 3 blocks it all, no problem. And is not impressed by Ambuscade. Ambuscade disappears from the map, so that at least means that it's going to be hard to kill him since he's not on the map. So hard as to be impossible, I'd say, actually.
Well, first I'm going to surge. You get a defense +1.
But it is now Beacon's turn.
Aim, and
Yep.
then for power on.
Basically, it's going to be aim,
Sure.
and then we're going to do that kriya.
All right, and that's going to get Baron Blade also.
You know,
Doesn't she get to
I
pick which
just,
line of sight
I
it is,
feel
or
like
does
we're
it just go with
kindred
the entire-
spirits.
Does she-
Me and this
It's
beat.
the entire line of sight. So
Okay.
that's why I was like, you sure you don't?
So she is shooting Baron Blade again.
All right, so
I
all
really
in
enjoy
Ra.
that she keeps shooting
All
Baron
right,
Blade.
so
It makes me really
I'm
happy.
gonna use my defense
But
+1.
Ra has 4 hit points and Baron Blade has 5, so it could work.
And I'm
What
using my
target are
aim.
those against?
Raw.
I assume.
Okay.
So you're
I mean, she could aim and use her attack +1 against Baron Blade. That'd be fine. I wouldn't complain.
You could aim against Baron Blade. Or
All right, so here we go.
No friendly fire right now. So tempting. Okay.
Let's do
This
this.
is this is possible to end the game. This might end the game right here.
Oh, I see. Roll 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll 5, right? Because roll 5, because 5 are gonna hit me.
Right, 5 are going to hit you, and 6 are going to hit Rob.
Yeah.
So
Go,
this is
go,
the attack that's
go.
going to hit both of these two. And now 3s and 4s go away, so it's 5, 5, 6, 6.
Reroll that one. Or no, that's my defense.
All right, so roll the 1 more, and that's going to be going specifically against Ra. And it's a 3, so it goes away. Okay, so it's 4
Ra has
6s
4 sixes.
going against Ra,
And doesn't that become
and 6,
It's
6,
4
5,
sixes
5.
versus Raw, and a,
So it's 4 6s against Ra.
so you go ahead and roll first.
5 5 against Baron Blade.
Ra blocks none of it. That is an incapacitation.
Get out of town.
Boom, that is a victory for Rainbows and Unicorns. Fantastic. Well done. That was a tightly played game. Both of those teams played well, and the Eradicators, in fact, did pull out that early lead. They managed to avoid some of the attacks, and they managed to get a good board placement. And the Rainbows and Unicorns proved that they had a plan, they had a strategy, and they didn't get phased. I thought that they were going to maybe cut and run or change their strategy when their strategy started kind of falling apart, but they regrouped, re-solidified, and carried on with that same strategy.
Good teamwork, good hustle.
That was a good match. I think that was definitely better than anything we saw yesterday. That was what I expect to see out of the finals of such an austere tournament as the PAX South 2015 Sentinel Tactics tournament here at PAX South 2015
Here in San Antonio.
in San Antonio,
Lovely San Antonio.
Texas, United States, planet Earth.